Alright lads, so today is a very special day on the channel because we have officially hit 8 years of playing Bleach Brave Souls. As always, what we do every single year is update you lads on an account showcase just to demonstrate what an account looks like if you've been playing the game for over 8 years. In my case though, it's also what it looks like if you play this game a lot, because for those that don't know, this is my favorite game. I've been playing the game every single day for the last 8 years, and even 8 years later, it's still my favorite game. I still have fun playing it. But I'll tell you what, lads, I'll have more fun playing this game if we had a new Aaroniero. But as always, what we do on the channel, we're going to showcase my account, go over all my accessories, all my characters, my album, and also demonstrate my account profile, which luckily this time around, when compared to last year, there's a bit more personality to each account showcase, given that we now have battle power and we do some other extra stuff too. But when we do showcase the account though, for those that are wondering, why did I start playing Bleach Brave Souls? Well, at the time, when this game first came out back in 2016, I just recently started getting into gacha games. At the time, I was playing One Piece Treasure Cruise. With that, I, of course, was watching One Piece Treasure Cruise YouTubers, and it was around that time when a One Piece Treasure Cruise YouTuber named Boris Anime made a few videos on Bleach Brave Souls. I knew of Bleach previous to this game coming out. I read a couple volumes from my school library when I was like 15, so I was familiar with the series, but I wasn't fully into it. But since I just started getting into this gacha game addiction, but since I started getting into gacha games, I tried out Bleach Brave Souls. Had a lot of fun with it. While the gameplay nowadays isn't anything crazy with all the new gacha games we do get, back in 2015, 2016, the game stood out. It was really cool and fun. Still is. Just to play with these Bleach characters. And I was familiar with some of these characters, but not familiar with every single character in the game. But that, seeing some of the characters, enjoying this game so much, got me back into the anime. So ultimately, while I was familiar with Bleach, the main reason why I got back into Bleach was because of this game. If this game never came out, I might not even be a Bleach fan, which is quite crazy to think about, right? Now, just to showcase it, we officially hit 2,920 days. With that, we do get 150 free spirit orbs, so we will gladly claim those. And even though today is my official 8-year anniversary, I believe my account was created a few days before, so within the last 8 or so years, I think I missed maybe 5 days of logging in. Those 5 days I would have assumed would have came from like the first year or two. But while I don't have many images of my old account when I first created it, I do actually have my very first screenshot of the account when I first started it. It's on your screen right now. You know I had to reroll for Vise that Ichigo. Was very happy to have him at the time. And that's why my account only hit 8 years today, because, back when BBS first started, boy, was it hard to try and get any 5-star. Nowadays, any new account could go in and start your account with like 5 stars, 3 5 stars. Back then though, when the game first came out, it was hard just to get 1 5-star, especially the one that you wanted, in my case, Vise that Ichigo. So I did spend like 2 or so weeks re-rolling my account to try and get that character. So while I've basically technically been playing from like day 1, my account did take like 2 to 3 weeks before actually, fully starting the game. With that said though, now let's actually have a look at my account, right? So what you can see here is the battle power. That was recently introduced a few months ago, and to my knowledge, it is one of the highest battle powers accounts in the entire game from what I've seen. There's maybe 2, maybe less than 3 people that I've seen have higher battle power than me. And of those accounts, they're very similar because you are kind of hard capped when it comes to your battle power. Most of the battle power does come from the link slot level. As you can see, I have upwards to 1.1 million. My transcendence level is kind of low for my account, in my opinion. I don't transcend that often. I still have a lot of transcendence material, and everyone should be on the same resurrection bonus, right? I haven't seen anyone be really super high or above me, and right now, I don't think anyone in the game has over 4 million battle power. I don't think that's possible unless you have every character in the game and have every character T20. Even then, again, I don't think 4 million battle power is possible. When it comes to my character completion, we have 2,215 characters. Unfortunately, still to this day, I say it every single year, there are 3 characters that I did not max out. It's old 4-star characters that have yet to return in the sub-stories. Praying one day they come back so I can finally get 2215 max level characters, but KLab for some reason aren't rerunning the 3 characters that I am missing. It's the 3 4-stars. When I first started the game, I got them, sold them, I never got them again. It still hurts to this day, I will say. When it comes to my top 5 characters used, yes, unfortunately, Aaroniero is not in my top 5. He was at one point. If we go back to my 4-year account showcase, he was in the top 5 at one point. But it was around the 6th anniversary, so 2 years ago, where I kind of changed my top 5 from being, Aaroniero, Yoruichi's to be the 5 best characters in the game. At the time, Aizen was the best character in the game. Retsu just recently came out. She was my go-to farmer. And this was also around the same time when I really started the farm point events. Like, 200 million, 400 million plus, right? I haven't done that in quite some time. Most of my time, especially the last year or two, has been in epic raids, co-op, dropper zone, inheritance trials. So that's why my top 5 most played characters have kind of been the same the last like 2 or so years. We'll demonstrate it in a few minutes, but I'm slowly getting to my end goal of T20 my entire box. And once I'm done that, then I will start going back into the point event and start trying to change up my top 5 once more. I don't think Retsu, Safui Retsu, one of my favorite characters in the game, is ever going to get out of the top 10. I'm going to have to get upwards to 80,000 players. But I do eventually want to take out Aizen, Kaname, Noel, and also Nini. Maybe eventually I will try and get Aaroniero in my top 5 too. Of course, when it comes to my top 5 links, as we can see here, couldn't get to the goal that I'm trying to go for. I want them all to be on 50,000, but we're slowly getting there. 4 of the 5 squad 0 characters are on 50,000, and we just have a few more to do, like around 2,000 more runs with each of it to finish up my 5 links. I like squad 0 characters. It was a big moment in BBS history, in Bleach history almost, when they first got added to the game, and I wanted to highlight that on my account. Originally, these were my top 5 most played characters, and considering how much of a hassle that was to keep managing them as my top 5, I eventually decided to go for my top 5 links, and the goal has always been to get them all to 50,000, and right now I'm basically almost there. Again, it's kind of been at the back of my mind as of the last like year or two, because I've been putting most of my time into co-op where I can't really get to use links like this. Scrolling down, when it comes to these story quests, of course, I've done every single quest besides 1000 Year Battle Part 1. This came out when I went to Japan, so I didn't really have time to play it. And right now, since it doesn't give that many orbs, I'm kind of just waiting to do that at a later time. When it comes to Brave Battles, I usually sit around 30 and Lieutenants. Then we go down to Limit Breaker. These are my past Limit Breaker scores right now. I really do enjoy the Limit Breaker game mode. I have a lot of fun doing it. And every time it does come around, I always try and shoot for the highest possible stage that I can potentially clear. I always get asked, why do you go past stage 19? Because that's when you stop getting rewards. I like playing the game. I like having fun. And it's stuff like this where you challenge yourself to go as far as you can. That's what these games are all about, in my opinion. That's what I like doing. So whenever Limit Breaker does come around, if I have the best optimal team, and if I don't, I still try and go for the highest clear that I can potentially go for. Unfortunately, the first time Limit Breaker came around, I didn't have access to the perfect slot 1 character, which was Quincy Ichigo. Now I have him max transcended. If I did, I would have probably gotten to stage 30 plus, but I was kind of hard stuck using these 3 characters. But ever since then, I was actually kind of fortunate enough to get most of the Limit Breaker characters. And with that, especially because I have some of the other better characters in the game, I tried to at least get into stage 30 if possible. So we've done that a few times. Right now my highest stage is stage 35. I've done that twice when Yachiru first came out, and I also did it at the end of the year with the new 1000 Year Blood with Ichigo and also Yuha. Unfortunately, in the month of November, I wasn't able to get to stage 30 plus. I didn't own Rukia, and same goes right now. I don't own Valentine's Day Ruroka, so my highest right now is stage 25. But her individual does drop tomorrow. I might wait to see what mid-month is first before deciding to do a few summons on that. Might go 2 steps on the individual, hope for the best. If I get her, I can get to stage 30. If not, it's fine. I'll take the stage 24, because at the end of the day, I did already get all the rewards, and right now I'm kind of hard stuck on stage 24. Continue to scroll down. This is my guild quest scores. So right now, I've been back in my old guild, Dishonor. Big up the boys over there. Been in there for almost a year at this point. Sankamon quest. Obviously, we did spend the last year trying to perfect our scores, or more so our clear times, right? Now, you don't have to do this, but I enjoy doing this, especially because Sankamon has been quite stale the last like year or two. We haven't gotten really a new tower. So because we weren't getting any new towers, I thought I'd go back to the old towers and try and speedrun them and get as fast as a clear time as I possibly can get. So with that, we tried to get at least under 10 minutes from most of the towers, at least the ones that we could do. And you can see there all the towers that we were able to replay, besides, you know, the old anniversary towers. We have been able to get sub 10 minutes across the boards on every single new tower. If, and I never expect it to happen, any of the old anniversary towers ever return, then we definitely will speedrun them, try and get them under 10 minutes too, which definitely will be possible with my account. I'm pretty much done speedrunning all the Sankamon towers though, but I guess I might try and speedrun the 8th anniversary tower whenever that does come back sometime later this year in June. When it comes to epic raids, apparently I've completed 42,000 epic raids. Makes sense. I do a lot of farming epic raids over there. For a long time, it was the go-to place, and still is, to be fair, when it comes to farming droplets and also links of potions. So I did spend quite a bit of my time in epic raids, especially after they made epic raids better. When you were able to do 5 times, you know, before you could only do 1-time runs, and that was absolutely dreadful. But with 5 times, even though it's been like that for like the last 2 or so years, it made epic raids a lot more fun in my opinion. Speaking of epic raids, when it comes to the familiars that I do own, of course we do own every single familiar, but I am unfortunately not at a max level familiar completion. There was one familiar, it was the Soul Society Con, I believe, the Soipacon that came up for the 6th anniversary. I was playing the game at the time a lot, but I just never got around to, farming that epic raid, and now it's gone. I can't max out the character unless it ever does return. The con familiars don't return. So unless it does return sometime in the future, which I'm really hoping for, I'm going to be stuck forever at 27 out of 28. Familiars, though, have always been hit or miss for me. I've never had, like, a really favorite familiar. I guess my two favorite at the time, though, and still are, is the Yoruichi familiar and also Yuha. The Yuha familiar is so cute. I like it, but I don't really ever use familiars that much. That's why I don't have, that many runs with familiars. As already stated, though, 2,920 days. Maxed damage, which we did showcase on the channel, I believe, last month. We have hit over 63 million damage. That was done with Yachiru. And then when it comes to Arena, I don't play Arena that much, but every now and then I do have some fun with it with my guild mates. I have over 2,000 wins and over 15 rank 10 characters. Next up, though, let's go ahead and showcase my accessories, right? Now, finally, my account is almost perfect when it comes to accessories. I remember, like, multiple account showcases to go for, like, 7th Annie, 6th Annie, 5th Annie. One of my goals was always to eventually sort out my accessories and, most importantly, collect every accessory in the game. More specifically, though, the golden accessories, the T-sets. And we have finally done that. The two accessories that I was missing for a very, very long time, and two very important ones too, were two speed accessories, that being for the Espadas. So the classic Teacup, 50% SP for Espada and Arancas, and also the T-set, 50% SP for Soriba, Captain, and Squad 0 characters. Fortunately, within the last year, we did some extra farming in Extreme Cup, and we also did get lucky on just random accessory tickets. My silver tickets actually blessed me with the final accessory that I was missing, being this item right here. And it's one of the more annoying items to be missing, given that there's a lot of good speed Soriba characters that can benefit from this, especially 1000 Year Blood War Yachiru Unohana. So we do own every accessory in the game. The 5-star accessories at the very least. I haven't actually kept every accessory in the game because recently I went ahead and just sold a bunch of items that I don't ever use. If we actually sort by just technique, and every attribute is going to be the same, keep this in mind, I only keep at most 3 of every item, at least ones that I'm going to use. So for Zeta Pills, since we can use that on attack characters and also SP characters, I chose to keep 6. And every accessory that you see here in every attribute has the perfect second trait. So for example, this is 30 attack, 30 SP, 30 attack, 30 SP, 30 SP, and of course 30 attack. All these 3 wooden swords are going to have 30 attack too. This took thousands of editing brushes to reroll all these items. These should all have SP and attack. It depends on the character. Apparently I went with SP for these ones. We have 3 tension ties, stickers, I like to keep 6, so I'm still kind of working on my accessories still. But at most, certain items I'm only going to keep 3 of. But if it's a universal item like these Masangas, for example, that attack and SP characters can use, I'm going to keep 6 of them. 3 of them will have 30% attack, 3 of them will have 30% SP. When it comes to the 5-star accessories, though, I just keep as much as I can because you never know when Caleb might do something with recycling 5-star accessories if they ever do that in the future. But yeah, if you scroll down, you can see all the items we decided to keep. At least it's ones that I actually use more often. Any of those food items I just sold. I don't ever need them or will ever use them. So I didn't want them really clogging up my inventory. And if we actually sort by second effect, you can see it all here. So all these items here have 30% SP. These items have 30% defense because I do go with defense builds sometimes, especially in Brave battles. And then all these items have 30% attack. The EXP and coin items that I might eventually use, I gave them 40% stamina so I can sort them and find them easier when building my characters. And then the 4 stars, we kept some 4-star accessories, some that are kind of rare novelty items, and some that I might use again when I'm leveling up my characters or maybe when I'm farming for coins. If you're new to the game, you might have never seen any of these items. These were limited time point event exclusive items. They can't evolve to 5 stars, they're stuck at 4-star unfortunately. And some of these are kind of pointless, especially now, they're all bad accessories, you'll never use these. But back when they came out, these items are really good. This one in particular, the parasol item was really good. And then this one, most importantly, SP and stamina. I mean, this unironically was one of the best accessories in the game. There was a lot of hype when this accessory came out. And at the time, for those that weren't aware, Global was always 1 month behind JP when it came to banner releases. But when it came to events, man, we were like 6 months behind. So it took us a long time and there was a lot of anticipation and excitement for whenever that Don Kanoji event came out that brought the Super Spirit Cane. And all it gave us was 7% stamina and 7% SP. But back when, it was really hard to build accessories and there weren't that many good accessories, especially for SP characters, this was really, really good to use on your SP characters. But yeah, essentially we've done that for every single attribute, right? You're going to see the same items across the board for my power attribute, for my speed attribute too, and of course also the mind attribute. And again, when it comes to the 5-star accessories, they're all the exact same, 3 of every item, sometimes 6 depending on the accessory, and this basically covers every single build that I ever want to go for. If we have a look at our unique accessories, these are the exclusive ones that you only get when playing at certain times. Of course, we have every single yearly accessory that we get at the end of the year. So we have the 2017 New Year's cards, we have the 2018 one, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and now 2024. With all these accessories, because they are special items, they all always give all stats. I chose to give the second stat as plus 10% all stats too, or plus 5%. Again, I never really ever use the accessories anyway. When it comes to the yearly anniversary accessories, of course, I have been playing every single anniversary, so I do have the first anniversary item all the way to the 8th anniversary item. There are a few miscellaneous ones too. This is for the 20th anniversary. They did end up giving this item twice, so I do have 2 of those. Of course, whenever a new season of Bleach 1000 Year Blood War anime does air, if you log in during that time, you also get the special key visual card. This is the first one. This one's actually really good, and that's why I gave it 15% SP, because it's movement speed. So with this, you can get a full set of accessories, increasing your movement speed, allowing your character to auto potentially even faster. So this was for the very first season of 1000 Year Blood War. This was for the second. Looking forward to when we potentially get the third one. This was when the Bleach live action movie came out. And then we also have the cute Osushi ones. This was a Christmas one, and this was the most recent Parasol one that we did get last year. Next up though, let's have a look at my characters. So of course, we do have quite a good set of characters here. The best thing about my account, in my opinion, and I have showcased it quite a few times over the last couple of so days, is that we have gone ahead, and it's been my main goal on this game the last couple of years. Every character you are seeing is tier 20. So we just scroll down, showcasing every character. Any new character that I get instantly gets to T20, and ever since I've been slowly working down the years, going to T20 every character in my books, and we are slowly but surely getting to that end goal. Again, I did update you live the other day when we did get the new link sort update, where I'm less than 60 characters away from finishing my goal. And I'm looking forward to it, because once I've done that, I'll still play cop, I'll still farm IT just to get an excess amount of materials. But after that, I'm pretty much done with what I've been doing the last couple of years, T20 every character in my account. And I think at that point, that's when I'm going to go back to the point event and trying to work on my top 5 most played characters. If we actually sort by it, characters that are only level 10 link slots, so 10, 10, 10, these are the remaining characters. So like what, less than 7 rows to go. Every technique character in my box is at T20. For the heart attribute, I have less than 3 rows to go. For the power attribute, every character is T20. For the speed attribute, I have less than 3 rows to go. And then for the mind attribute, every character is already T20. And that's why, again, I have so much battle power, right? I mentioned it before, but the main reason why I did actually do this and made this my goal is one, I just like playing the game. I like playing, farming something, doing something in the game, right? Logging in with a goal in mind of something to do on this game keeps you playing. It keeps you motivated, even when the game can be quite dry, right? When there's those droughts, those dry periods. And that's probably one of the main reasons why I have been enjoying this game so much over the last 8 or so years, despite almost kind of doing the same thing. But one of the biggest reasons why I went for this was the recent update that we did get, you know, over 4 years ago, probably at this point, where once you did get a character to T10, so level 10 link slots, it changed their level from green to orange. That simple change, just a simple color change, was my main dedication, my main motivation to get every character in my box to T10, and we eventually did that. That was my main end goal. We did it, but around the same time that I did get every character T10 is when they introduced level 20 link slots, and we kind of joked about getting every character in my box to T20. It was a joke, right? I never thought I'd actually do it. But they did eventually make it so we could do 5 times in IT. They made it so IT was available the entire day. Previously, it was only available for certain hours. For me in the EU, it was terrible. And then we did eventually get, you know, really good super links for farmers. It just made super links for farming so easy. And that's why I have over, you know, 600 characters at T20. If we actually have a look at my items, you can see here we are kind of stacked on items. We have quite a lot of items, especially considering that I've already maxed link sorted most of my entire box. But essentially when it comes to link sort potions and of course also droplets, I have enough to finish up my entire box to get them to T20. Right now, the only thing I'm farming is speed super link sort potions and also heart super link sort potions. And I need like 60,000-ish in both attributes to finish up my end goal of getting every character T20. Again, just to quickly showcase my familiars. As you can see, I have every familiar, all max Besides that one familiar that I did mention that I haven't maxed yet. Can't do it, don't have the items. My go-to familiars when it comes to epic grade farming is, of course, Toshiro and also Kenpachi. Mostly the Toshiros, though, because he came back twice. Toshiro, right now, for those that aren't aware, is the best familiar in the game. 20% Berserker, 20% strong attack damage. So I made sure to get both his familiar skills to give me 10% more damage inflicted at full stamina. And with my free Toshiros that I do have, any build that I'm using in epic grade, I'm getting 60% extra Berserker and 60% more damage at full stamina. For those wondering about my max transcended characters, these are my max transcended characters. Again, I don't max transcend that many characters, to be fair. I do have a decent selection, though. My very first max transcended character, to my knowledge, was actually 1000-Year Blood War Nemu. She came out around the time Transcendence was first implemented into the game, so she was a really good character. I used 2 power special move sources. At the time, it was the right thing to do. She was the best character in the game. Now, you know, maybe I do regret it, but I got my use out of her, right? Some characters that I like to transcend just because they're iconic to the game. For example, all the anniversary characters I do like to max transcend because they're anniversary characters, right? Just their status in-game holds so much power. So I did go ahead and max transcend all my anniversary characters, at least those that I could get to max transcendence. The 3rd anniversary Aaroniero, both 4th Annies, both 5th Annies. Our book Ichigo technically is an anniversary character. 6th anniversary Aizen was so good I did him twice. Realistically though, I did Aizen because I had a Brave Battle copy and I didn't want to keep changing his, you know, bonus abilities. I might actually sell this Aizen eventually because I don't use him in Brave Battles anymore. That was the whole point why I had 2 of them. And I also have max transcended my 7th anniversary characters and also 1 8th anniversary character. Right now, the only anniversary character I've not yet max transcended is, of course, 8th anniversary Ichigo. Eventually, I will. Technically, if you want to count the remakes, I have already max transcended the remake of Quincy Ichigo, but I've yet to max transcend the remake of 3rd anniversary Aaroniero. Some other characters that I transcended out of novelty, all the Burn the Witch characters I do like to get max transcendence. Usually when a Burn the Witch banner comes out, they are some of the best characters in the entire game, so that's why I go for them, because the rarest characters in the game, also some of the best characters in the game. So every time a Burn the Witch banner comes out, I try to max transcend them. I've done that every single time, and we've had some pretty good success, right? I mean, I max transcended Balgo and also Macy when they first came out. Unfortunately, not Bruno, and unfortunately, I didn't max transcend the new Halloween Burn the Witch character because 1, I didn't get lucky, but also 2, I also didn't really want to get them max transcended. But I mean, of the characters that I did max transcend in the year 2023, we had some pretty big powerhouses, right? Quincy Ichigo, amazing character. Macy, Balgo, great characters. 8th anniversary White, was lucky to get that. Was super fortunate to get one of the best characters in the game, max transcended with Yachiru. And then recently, the end of year banner, we did go over 50 steps. So I did max transcend Ichigo and I did max transcend Orihime. Unfortunately, if you saw my summons on Yuha, I didn't get that lucky. And unfortunately, even though I did over 60 multis, I didn't get a single Yuha. And of course, since my channel is named after Aaroniero, you know we had to max transcend all Aaronieros that are in the game. When it comes to my special move level 5 characters, though, we have quite a bit of characters at 5-5. These are all my special move level 5 characters, right? Recently, have been getting quite a few characters to special move level 5, more specifically resurrectable characters, since we now have access to these special move trial quests. I have been working on getting some characters to special move level 5, more importantly, like really good links. Right now, if we try and quickly scroll down to the special move level 4 characters, once we eventually get to it, the characters that I'm currently working on include this Ikone. He's a really good link, and I'm also working on getting Ichibei and also Uetsu to special move level 5. I'm probably going to get there within the week because it's not too long. And we'll probably get there within the week because it doesn't take too long to get my characters to special move level 5 through this, you know, special move trial quests. When it comes to my arena ranks, for those that are wondering, these are all my R10 characters. We have quite a few to R10. Haven't recently got a character to R10. There are a few characters that I get close. Most of the time, my main goal in arena is just to get them to R6 so I unlock all their arena slots and also unlock their arena soul trait. So I must have a lot of characters, especially recent ones, at arena level 5, arena level 6. And only then, if you're really good, like let's say for example Yachiru and also Yuha, then I'll take them above that, take them to R7, eventually R10. I think once I finish my goal of getting every character to T20, since I'll be spending most of my time in the point events, it takes less than, 5 minutes to run through all my tickets. I might spend more time in arena trying to get more characters to R10, just because I actually like playing arena. So my favorite game mode, but I will say whenever a character does come out and they are broken, like let's say Yasuo and also Yuha, I'd like it more so if they are good also in arena. It's not like a selling point for me, but when I like playing with a character, I like using them in anywhere I want to take them, and if I want to take them to arena, I like them being good in arena as well. To finish off the account showcase though, let's have a look at my album. We're going to go up from bottom to top, so starting at the oldest set of characters. Again, I have been playing the game since launch, so we do have quite the good collection. My current completion rate is 2,215 out of 2,290 characters. Now, most of these characters, obviously, I did pull when they were first available. I pretty much pulled on every banner that was ever available, right? Especially back then. And keep in mind, I wasn't always spending money in this game. I only recently started spending money within like the last 3 or so years. You know, back when I first started playing the game, I was like, what, 16 years old, 15? So I didn't really have money to spend on Bleach bracelets. I would occasionally buy a seasonal pack, which was like £23 every like 2 or so months. We weren't getting that many seasonals back at the start of the game. Some notable banners though, if you want to talk about those. I kind of quit the game. I didn't quit the game because I still logged in, but I do remember getting shafted on the second ever end of the month banner with Kisuke, Tessai, and also Yoruichi. Didn't get any character there. That was super unfortunate. Back then, you were lucky enough to even get 1,000 orbs in any given month. Now you can get upwards to 3,000. So 4 multis was a lot. We had no guarantees. We had no discount. It was hard to get new characters. And the banner that really saved me on Bleach Brave Souls was this banner right here. So Gunda, Tappa, Okiura, Full Hollow Ichigo, and also Shuei. But no one cares about Shuei. I did 3 multis on this banner, and I walked away with Full Hollow Ichigo. This is why this character holds such a special place in my heart in the series and also the game, because he's the reason I remember pulling this character, and I started caring about the game so much more. I started playing it more. I started watching YouTube videos, going on Reddit. I remember starting to farm accessories for this character. This was the character that saved Bleach Brave Souls for me, because he was such a fun character, such a cool character, and I was so happy to get him in a very short amount of summons. After that, the next end of the month, I got shafted. I remember being super disappointed, and you know, it was kind of at the time too I started to fall off a tad bit, but then luckily we then celebrated the first anniversary for Brave Souls. For us on Global, it was weird because the game was only out for like 6 or so months, but that was a great banner. Even though I didn't get any of the first anime characters, that being Soifon, Shinji, or Gin, I got them later on. I did walk away with a lot of 5-star characters because the banner was actually really good. Then, obviously, one of the biggest banners of all time, Dangai Ichigo, Monster Aizen, Baragon, one of my favorite Espadas, 2 important characters in the Bleach story. First time playable in the game, was super excited. Walked with an Aizen and also Baragon, eventually picking up Ichigo. Couple banners later, this is when we started to get tag team characters. I don't think Kelab really knew what they wanted to do at the time. We were getting a lot of filler characters at this time. Like, look at all these like Zanpakuto characters. It wasn't a bad time though. I was kind of fine with it. And then we started the TLA arc. Broken came out. Absolute iconic character. Was lucky enough to get him too. And then one of the best banners of all time. Also one of the best characters of all time. That being TLA Ichigo, right? Unfortunately, again, didn't get him. I walked away with the 2 other characters, but it was super disappointing not to get him because he was absolutely broken. Like, still to this day, a good character. Like, usable. Not like super crazy, right? He doesn't hold up to the new characters, but he's usable to this day. And like at the time of this character's release, man, was he completely game-changing. A full screen strong attack free with Frenzy, almost unheard of. Almost unheard of. And it was also around the same time this character released where they started to add new accessories for SP characters, because at the time when this character came out, prior to this character coming out more so, you know, there was a debate on who's better, SP characters or attack-based characters. Nowadays, it's clearly SP characters, right? No debate. They've evolved so much more compared to attack characters, but prior to TLA Ichigo coming out, there was a debate to be made. After that, we had some Espadas. Obviously, Aaroniero came out, didn't actually get him on release, eventually got him later. We then had our first anniversary character for the second anniversary, was fortunate enough to get him, was very lucky on the second annie. Then, of course, we had the 1,000-year Blood War banner, absolutely massive moment for Bleach Brave Souls history, Bleach history in general, right? First time having these characters playable was unheard of. It was a pipe dream, and here we are. And we've had like 20 new 1,000-year Blood War banners. But this banner, I feel like, does hold a special place in lots of people's hearts, myself included. Such a cool time, such a fun time playing Bleach Brave Souls at the time. And it was around that time too where we're kind of expecting a 1,000-year Blood War banner every 3 or so months. So at that time, especially as a free-to-play, most of my orbs were being saved and only put into 1,000-year Blood War. And since they were spread apart every 3 or so months, it wasn't too bad. Yachiru, Kenpachi, and also the other Yachiru came out for Global 2nd anniversary. Got really unlucky on their banner. didn't get Yachidu. She was like one of the most impactful characters in the game, and also to a certain extent an impactful character on the channel. I wasn't doing YouTube around here. I think I started near the 3rd anniversary, but one of my first videos that got like a few thousand views that blew up my channel for the most part within the Bleach Brave Souls community was summoning for Yachidu. I spent a lot of orbs to get her, over like 12,000 it took just to finally get her, right? 1,000 Year Blood round 3. This was actually, I remember now, this was when I started making videos on YouTube. It was when this banner dropped. I believe April of 2018. That's when I started making videos. I wasn't making videos every single day like I do now. We try to double upload every single day, but back then it was one every couple days, right? Then of course 3rd anniversary came around. I remember reacting to 3rd anniversary Aaroniero. Then we had the 4th Annie characters, Yuha, True Bankai Ichigo, Kisugen Yoruichi. Man, these characters were so cool. Then we had kind of like a dry periods. At this point in time, KLab didn't know what to do. They didn't have access to 1,000 Year Blood, so we had a whole year of no, like really high banners. Calm Fjord then came out. That was kind of cool. Obviously, I still collected all these characters. 4th Annie came out. Double Ichigo banner. 1,000 Year Blood return. That was cool. Then, of course, we got the Kanfi on world Aaroniero. I remember waking up one morning to see this character. Was super excited. And I also hit 4,500 subscribers. 4 years later, we are quickly approaching 80,000. Tokinada. Let's start to speed up through this, right? More 1,000 Year Blood runners. As you can see, yeah, I do have every single character here. You know, when you play the game for this long, you will eventually collect all the old characters. So it took us to like, what, 2019? When we got our first character that we do not own. I mean, this period of Bleach Brave Souls, it was hard. It was really hard trying to manage to save any type of orbs, because every 2 weeks there was a massive banner, right? Or every month at the very least. We go from the 5th anniversary, iconic characters. I said that about a lot, but 5th anniversary really changed Brave Souls in my opinion. You know, previously anniversaries were hype, but anniversary characters were never really that broken. 5th Annie changed that. These characters were absolutely broken on release. Super exciting characters too. A month later, we then had Calm for Your Worlds. Bankai Shuei, super exciting. A month later, another 1,000 Year Blood banner. 2 weeks later, Burn the Witch. That was crazy. Burn the Witch was still a new, fresh IP at the time. It was crazy to see them in game. Then 2 weeks later, we had another 1,000 Year Blood banner. A month later, we had another 1,000 Year Blood banner. And then a month after that, another 1,000 Year Blood banner. It was absolutely hectic at the end of 2020. I'll say that. At the time, too, we didn't know this banner right here with Ichigo and also Rukia. Really cool banner. In a way, it was a send-off to 1,000 Year Blood War, because at the time, again, we didn't know that, the license expired for 1,000 Year Blood War. So we didn't get a new 1,000 Year Blood banner consistently for like the next 2+ years. And it would have been nice knowing that going into the banner. We didn't really, again, understand that at the time that we weren't going to get a new 1,000 Year Blood banner for like a couple years. But I mean, if there's one set of characters, one banner to do as a send-off for the time being, because you don't know when you're next going to get new 1,000 Year Blood banners, I mean, of course, you have to do Final Chapter, Ichigo, and also Rukia. It's a really cool banner. This one came out of nowhere. And man, was it exciting. You know I had to get both of these characters max translated on release. Then we started to get some Calm for Your characters. They brought back Movie. We had 6th anniversary. And this was the time we started to get Safui original characters. And that kept us occupied for like the next year or two, getting a new Safui banner every few months, leading right up to the 7th anniversary when 1,000 Year Blood finally returns. 7th anniversary was actually pretty exciting. Most of the second part, I mean, these 3 characters were really cool. Disappointing that Yua was a Brave Battle character, but, you know, the banner itself was still exciting, right? And then, of course, we had our first 1,000 Year Blood War anime banner, and that's what we've been getting ever since. I guess we're finally getting to the point where I'm starting to miss some characters. I mean, it's expected I'm going to be missing some of the more newer characters that released in the last year or so. I guess the characters that I kind of regret missing out on, not that much, are the Safui characters, because since we're not getting any more new Safui banners or new characters, I'm not sure when I'm next going to get an opportunity to summon for Sajin, Gin, and also Mayuri. These other characters that I'm missing, you know, the seasonal characters, premium ones, I'll eventually get them. They'll eventually be in a banner. I'm not fussed about missing them, right? So you can see these are the characters that I'm missing, and that takes us right to the start of 2024. And I guess with that, that's my album broken down, and also wraps up our 8-year account showcase. So this one might have been on longer than I actually intended to. If you stuck around to the end, shout out to you. Hopefully you enjoyed this little history of my account, what my mindset was at that time during certain banners, characters that, you know, stand out to me, and also my goals when playing Bleach Brave Souls. Happy to make it for another year. I guess if you did make it to the end, let me know in the comments below, how many days have you logged in? How many years have you lads logged in on Bleach Brave Souls? I'm curious to know where you lads currently stand. So yeah, hope you lads enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you lads back next year for our 9-year account showcase. Take care.